trained staff needed, yeah, and no needles and no nothing. People would like that way better. But in urine, a lot of stuff is there, that is in your blood, but at much less concentration. So if you can build a system that can measure the same stuff, but instead of blood in urine, you're the king. And the patients will thank you very much because they're not stuck with syringes, they just need to pee. Which is a big difference, especially in the field. So that's why that would be also interesting to see, can we go to lower concentrations for both transmission and scattering. And the last thing, we promised, last thing is, no one knows what you could get in terms of information if you combine transmission and scattering, right? You would need to do biomedical investigations. Can I get an information out of one measurement that I couldn't get beforehand? I'll give you an example. If you want to detect malaria, typically what is done is they take a blood sample and look at the blood cells and under a microscope. And they look ugly, really bad. But that needs to be done by a trained person. You need a microscope, you need to draw blood. If you could try to measure the scattering signature of whole blood, and that scattering signature might change because the shape of those blood cells has changed because of malaria, you would have a malaria detector built into your blood system, analysis system that we have anyway. So you would then not need a trained person anymore. You still would need to have the blood, but you don't need a trained person anymore. Which is, again, in rural settings, in places where there is no trained personnel, would be a and if you combine that with transmission, you might get more information on those blood cells. We don't know. We might know in 10 years. So, okay, now, more questions?